All right, hello guys. We are back for another tutorial here. Your options for this hole, it's going to be the drivable par 4. With more advanced club, Thor's hammer, whatever. Having the backspin, it's going to be between Thor's hammer and a Pox 6. So if you don't have a Pox 6 or a Pox 7, just use Thor's hammer. I did this shot in pro. If you want to check out my pro revision, you can see how I go about doing the fairway hop and I almost made it in pro. So if you want to check out that video, like I said, I did almost make it. So there's going to be some value to seeing the shot there. Additionally, if you don't have that Pox 6 where you have, that 70 some backspin, you're going to probably want to go at Thor. I feel like I could probably pull this shot off with Thor 3, but I'm just going to use the Apocalypse just to make the shot a little bit easier on myself. So keep that in mind. Aside from that, I'm going to put on a Kingmaker, and we're going to go for the foremost hole-in-one. If not, we're going to set ourselves up for eagle. So keep in mind, whatever your ring adjustment is, I like to underplay it here. So my ring adjustment is for Apocalypse. It's 1.5 per ring, 75 accuracy. I play it very close to 1. So keep that in mind for you guys as well. Similarly with Thor's hammer, I play it just a little bit over 1. And you can see, the difference between, I'm not going to have to go into power. That's the big difference here. And if you guys did watch my video, I mentioned that I come off the top spin here. So here you're only going to see me use right around 5.5. And, for the most part, I feel pretty comfortable with the way that looks. Maybe I'll go, like I mentioned, very close to 1. So I'm just trying to visualize 8 rings. And that's more or less what we're going to use. Just a slight curl. And there you see, perfect ball. I had to do that very rushed, so apologize for that I couldn't show you guys just a little bit better lineup. And you see I didn't quite curl it enough, so you can see if you want to, I did it very fast. I was running very tight on time, but I'm going to recommend if you guys can get a little bit more curl, it's going to get it going very much towards the hole. But like I said, 5.5 to 5.75, that's going to be your optimal run out speed. And if you do go into the 6, you're going to have to land much closer to the bunker. So that's one of the reasons that I encourage you guys to kind of hold off on the backspin a little bit, is so you don't have to land it so tight to the sand. And here you see my opponent. I don't like to land it short like my opponent is. I'd rather jack up the backspin as much as possible. I didn't see quite what my opponent put it on. I know he only has probably about 4 on an extra mile, which means that you need to make sure that your second hop is very tight to the bunker. So here you see my opponent landing at least 5-10 yards past the bunker, and because of that, he's in the rough. So, in terms of what to do here, when you're very tight like this, I'm just basically putting it, left edge, left center, and then just kind of playing just a short, quick downhill, downwind. I just try to land those hops right in front of the hole, so it, has no other choice but to go in. Never have to worry about, the guide glitching me or anything. The hops just kind of, third hop's right tight in front of that hole. It virtually guarantees you're going to make it. So that's the way I do it. All things considered, you really don't need, that rapier, front spin, top spin, cop-out shot to be successful at this game. I very, very rarely use it and have, very high success with my wedge play. So, it's just kind of, it's just an alternate way. Accuracy to me is more of a premium. That means, you know, on my pulls or on my rings, especially for dunks. I go for a lot of dunk pitches. I could have just easily did a dunk pitch there, which I usually do, but just went for just a little short hop, just to kind of show you guys a little bit different perspective. Otherwise, you know, I would dunk that 100% of the time if I was normally playing. But aside from that, you know, you can see very straightforward there. We're going to get a very good chance to make that. If you want to check out my pro video, like I said, you know, very little is going to change. Very, very little. The wind was pretty similar as well. It's with a Thor hammer as well, so you're going to actually see the Thor shot. The only difference is your expert wind was a little bit more side, so you probably have to go into a little bit more power. But even if I had a Thor 3, you know, I could still execute that same shot. I would just have to do it with power as opposed to just perfect ball normal. So keep that in mind there, guys, and good luck with that hole. I'll see you guys for the next one.